Okay, friend, here is the challenge. Can I make two vegan pizzas under $20, under 20 minutes? Is it possible? That's what we're going to find out today. Look, we love vegan pizza. Friday night is like our family Friday night pizza night. So we really enjoy having pizzas. But I don't know about you, but if seems like takeout lately has gotten quite expensive. Sometimes you're talking 25, $30 for just one pizza. So I love the idea of making this a family night, dinner night, keeping it easy, so easy. 20 minutes, that's a great weeknight meal. So let's talk about it. Let's see if I can actually do this. I'm going to put this aside. So here are the ingredients I'm dealing with. I got this Gino Bambino sourdough pizza kit from Costco. This whole kit was $8.90 for 3 crusts. So we're only using 2, so that comes to around $6. I've got Daya Italian blend shreds. We'll use both this one package for 2 pizzas. I got this for $4.99 at our local grocery store, and it is regularly that cost there. So that's, I think, a good measure. This is one package of Impossible sausage that I've cooked up. That whole package was $6.99. Again, I found it at our local grocery store for $6.99. Cooked it up, put it in 2 separate bowls because that's how we're going to be doling it out on the pizzas. I got a chopped up onion and a little bit of bell pepper. So I'm going to put the veggies at around $1.50. You add that all up together and it's around $19.50. So we got the price part down. Woohoo. So of course you can play around with your toppings and the price could go up or down depending on whether you want more or less than we're doing here today. So let's talk about how we make these pizzas. So I've got a couple of pizza pans here. And before I get started, I'm going to hit the timer. I got my timer set for 20 minutes. Pretty nerve-wracking. I'm not sure I can do this. I hope it's going to work. So I'm going to click start. Okay, timer's going. We better get busy. So I'm going to put one pizza on the crust, or the crust on the pan, and I'm going to open this up. And we're going to spread this. I love that these kits have the pizza sauce right in them. It's so nice. And I'm just going to spread that pizza sauce around. We like to get the sauce as spread around the crust as possible. I mean, you may like more crust or more sauce than this. So if you do, I think marinara or just buy a can of pizza sauce, that's going to work for you. And would like to start out with a little bit of the onion, just spread them out around the pie. Here we go. And a little bit of bell pepper. And we like having a lot of protein on our pizzas, so I like having this Impossible sausage. It's very meaty flavor and it really adds a lot of great flavor. So there we go. Now we're going to add half of the Daiya cheese if I can open this. This is going to be my biggest time delay here is opening this package. Here we go. Okay, that's around half of the package. And what I like to do is just make sure it's spread out pretty evenly across the pizza. Because you don't want to have a bite that doesn't have a lot of cheese on it. Okay, that one's done. I'm going to put it in the oven. There it goes. Next pizza. We are not messing around with time. Okay. Okay, spread that around. Here we go. I was a lot more careful with my practice pizza, so I guess I just need to get that on there as efficiently as possible. And we're going to add the onions. I didn't even really need all those onions. I could have done a half an onion. Okay, we're going to add some bell pepper. And here we go again with the Impossible sausage. There we go. I'd love to hear from you. What are your favorite toppings on pizza? Do you like to put, um, anything different? Like mushrooms would be really great. Black olives is always one of my favorites, but it's not always the favorite of the people I'm with. So Sean doesn't really like it. But that's the beautiful thing about making yours at home is you can make one for you and one for your significant other. Okay, that's going in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. And how are we doing on time? We got 16 minutes. We're into we're on minute 16 here. I'm saying this the wrong way. Out of the 20 minutes, we're down to minute 16. So we have 16 minutes left. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about a dipping sauce that you can make, because it's pretty, when you make a pizza or maybe when you order one, you always get some kind of really tasty sauce that goes with it. I love to get that. So I'm going to start with, this is around a third of a cup of vegan mayo. And to that, I'm going to add, this is around a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now, I love to add a little bit of garlic, and one of my favorite ways to do that without overpowering the dish is to just use my microplane and just shred some garlic into it like this. It just softens the flavor up a little bit, and I just love it so much. You don't have to do the whole thing. I don't want to overpower with garlic flavor. I just want to add enough to give it a garlic oomph. So I'm just gonna get that out with my finger here. And then I've got this, I'm gonna add a little bit of, I like to add a little bit of salt to it and a little bit of maple syrup, because we all love salt and sweet together. Maybe just like a teaspoon, not too much. And just for fun, we can add a little bit of sriracha, just enough to give it a little bit of a kick, but not too much. Again, it all depends on the flavors that your people like. If you find that you don't like things very spicy, you probably would want to leave that sriracha out. Let me see what that tastes like. That's very good. And I can tell as it sits here, it's going to taste even better as it sits. So that's really nice. So let's talk about, we're going to bring this pizza over, and I want to slice it up a little bit. This is the one that was already, I made this earlier today. And I thought we could use this one to do the taste test. I'm obviously not muscling it enough. Okay, one slice in. I have never tried this particular crust. I have several different pizza crust kits that I've tried, like the Mamma Mia's that they sell at our local grocery store. And our store brand has a really good pizza crust that we sometimes use. So I have experimented with several, and I find that when you're in a hurry, I love making my own pizza crust at home, pizza dough from scratch. It's delicious. But when you're in a hurry, it's really nice to have, one of these as an option. And the fact that Costco has one that's sourdough is even nicer. I love that idea. So look at that. That looks like a really delicious pizza. Very tasty. So let's take a bite. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a nice crunch to that crust. The flavor of the sourdough is really good. That's actually one of my favorite crusts, store-bought crusts. And the vegan sausage and the diet cheese melts so nicely with that. Now let's try a little bit. I'm going to tear a little bit of this crust off and see how it tastes with the dipping sauce. So what did I do with that? Here we go. I'm just going to dip that crust in here like this. Look at that. Very nice. Mmm. Mmm. Just the right amount of garlic. So good. This makes the part, the part of the crust where somebody's eating the pizza and then they get to that very end and they're leaving this on the plate. That's not going to happen if you've got a sauce like this because this is pretty good. That's really good. Yum. All in all, this is a super simple. We're always looking for these really easy meals that we can make. This is the way to go because to have two pizzas and then for us, it's just the two of us. So it's very easy to have some leftovers to enjoy for the week. And I love that. I love having, just easy recipes that come together in minutes. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the other toppings because you may be wondering, like maybe you don't like Impossible sausage. So another one of my favorites is this tofurkey. They have all different kinds of sausages. This is the one they had today. This is also around $6.99 at our local store. So yeah, this covers the pizza very nicely. So I highly recommend these sausages. They're loaded with protein and super tasty and easy to make, or easy to add onto a pizza. And I also have some. Let me just wipe this off. Some vegan pepperoni. Vegan pepperoni. It's really delicious and adds that kind of smoky vibe to the pizza. It's great. And I don't know how you say this. Is this Ives or Eves? Because I'm thinking I call this Eves. I mean, maybe I said Ives. Sean thinks it's Eves. Is that what you think? Okay, Eves. I get this at Sprouts. I'm not able to find this very many places, but Sprouts and natural grocers are a great couple of options where you can find this. Like I said before, some other great options for your topping is going to be more veggies like mushrooms and black olives. There's just so many great toppings that just make your pizza delicious. So let me just speaking of pizza and being delicious, I'm just going to take a little peek here and see how things are going. Yeah, it looks very good. In fact, I think the one pizza looks like it's almost done. So I might just go ahead and sometimes I think the one on the top gets done a little bit faster, but what I like to do is I'll take this pizza cutter and what I like to do is just kind of test it out. See, it's still a little bit limp. So we'll leave it in the oven just a little bit longer. I have the oven set at 440 degrees Fahrenheit. You could easily bump that up to 450. What I find is that the cheese melts better when the oven is hotter, and you definitely do not want to put it in the oven while your oven is preheating. You want to get your oven nice and hot because what I have found is with vegan cheese, if you put it in the oven before it's hot enough, it's going to create like a thick coating around it and it will kind of solidify and it's just not going to melt after that. So I definitely recommend getting your oven nice and hot before you put the pizza in. That way you get that cheese melting just wonderfully. So for anywhere from 430 to 450, I think is a great temperature for making your pizza as just, getting that cheese melted just amazing. Just the best way possible. So let's get that pizza out of the oven. I think it's done. Look at that. Pretty nice. Nice and melted. The crust is perfect. That pan is hot. And I'm going to set the time. I'm going to finish up my timer. And we did this, believe it or not. We did this. I have 8 minutes left on the timer. So that means we got this done in 12 minutes. Wow. I think that's a reason to celebrate. The things that I celebrate, I find everything as a reason to celebrate. So I think that's a good one right there. I'm going to get the second pizza out just to show you. Look at that. That is really hot. Yeah, very nice. Nice and melted cheese. And I like to let them sit on the pan and then you're ready to cut them up and have lots of pizza. And we love to have leftovers. What we do is we store this in a container. It can be kept in the fridge those slices can be kept in the fridge for several days. You can also freeze it. So go ahead and have a pizza night and make several of these pizzas and then freeze them once they cool down, slice them, put them in the freezer, and you've got pizza ready to make in no time at all. So yay, we did it. We did 2 vegan pizzas under $20 and under 20 minutes. In fact, almost under 10, but I think we have to say it was more like 12 minutes. So pretty exciting. I love a challenge like this. The only challenge that's left is for you to make one yourself. So I'd love for you to give it a try. Leave a comment. Let me know, what are your favorite toppings for vegan pizza? And if you try this recipe, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you. And yes, I think vegan pizza should be on your list, and this makes it so doable, and I hope you enjoy it too. So if you love today's video and today's challenge, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more recipes coming your way every week.